Pemirsa, Anda masih bersama saya Dina Gurning dalam program Road to CNBC Indonesia Awards 2024 Best Banking and Financial Services. Dan saat ini juga masih bersama dengan kami Presiden Director PT Bank Amar Indonesia TBK atau Amar Bank, Vishal Tulsian. Vishal, so let's dive into some pressing issues here in Indonesia. So now, Vishal, looking ahead, what do you think about the future of digital banking as we approach an era of lower interest rates, as we discussed just now?
You may not believe it, but we are actually looking forward to it.
Okay.
Because it is good for us. So we have to see it this way. We have seen it that it is debated in the market yet. And I can understand from some of the bank's point of view. But if you look at what's the intention of the government behind it, while the full regulation is yet to come out, so we don't know the full details. However, the intention seems to help these farmers and fishermen to be able to take more loan and further their business, which means that as of today, they have some sort of credit history which doesn't allow them to take more loans, right? Yeah. That is what it means. So there are two things which we look at it. This is a great opportunity. There are 6 million customers who we can target. They have taken loan in the past, but due to change in the circumstances of their lives, they were not able to pay it. But they are valid and authentic customers. And there is a growth opportunity. That's the only reason a government would propose to do that. So this is for furthering their growth. And in the process, since we are very well placed in being able to service exactly this type of segment who are hard to reach, hard to assess, and having thin credit file, we would be happy to serve them.
Okay, speaking of financial policies that government made, but beside what the government make, we know that the central banks, including one of them is Bank Indonesia, are lowering benchmark interest rates. What are your thoughts on this trend? Do you think there's a chance Bank Indonesia rate will drop again? And what do you think about it?
So the way I think banks usually would need to think about interest rate is not what central bank should do, because they have to look at various other things. As a bank, we need to prepare for all scenarios. There could be an increase, there could be same rate, or there could be a decline in the interest rate, right? So we are prepared for all types of scenario. Now, it's a common understanding that when the interest rate actually goes down, there is a positive impact on the economy. And if there is a positive impact on the economy, banks do have a positive impact as the consumption increases, investment increases, thereby increasing the lending book and the assets. So that would be positive. Having said that, we have seen that this year, 2024, interest rates were high, so-called, and just recently there was a small reduction. And we have recorded our best year. So even at this interest rate, if we have recorded our best year in terms of the growth and profitability, we are prepared for any type of interest rate scenario forward.
Okay, that's wonderful. So now, Vishal, looking ahead, what do you think about the future of digital banking as we approach an era of lower interest rates as we speak just now?
It's not only digital bank, but banking itself. Digital banks have an advantage that, and we should think about not only interest rate scenario, but whole changes in the consumer behavior driven by Gen AI. Yes, there will be some impact of geopolitics on the kind of sectors in business sectors which will come up in Indonesia and the ones who would get into exports or imports. So there are various factors which will be there. So digital banks are better placed in terms of being able to mold themselves for change and provide some customized products and solutions which the changed scenario or in environment may require. And bank like us, which is culturally designed to be very agile is definitely very well placed for this kind of changing scenario.
Okay, so this is gonna be my last question for you, but I can say that this is gonna have the biggest impact in Indonesia. As we know, the government is aiming for some ambitious economic growth targets, over 5% or even up to 8 and 10% annually. What's the Amar Bank's take on this commitment?
And that's a big number, 8%. It's a great target for the country. As we know, Indonesia's GDP per capita is approximately just now 4,900, just below 5,000. And that is the range where a country, economists call it a middle income trap, if not out of it. An 8% growth rate will take it up to 10,000 in few years. And that is what government is possibly targeting. And that's a great move. So what it will do to the economy is that it's going to spur off the consumption and investments. So we are very much looking forward to the implementations of the plans which the government has rolled out and some more yet to be announced for this growth. We see that there is a lot of focus on MSMEs in terms of food security, in terms of energy security, and these are all MSME-focused initiatives. Even the housing, which goes towards a very bottom of the segment, exactly the segment which we serve. So it's a very relevant kind of policies for us. And just to add on to that how, and I'll take the opportunity of this forum to talk to you, some of your viewers, and pick out two potential initiatives which we can help for the MSME growth. One is, as I told you earlier, that our MSME asset portfolio is very high, and we're doing quite good in that. There are various banks who are not able to meet the targets. And so first one would be, we will be happy to help them, enable them, and partner up with them to make them grow their MSME loan portfolio. That's number one. And second, I'll save the best for the last, so that's how we can end on that note. We have launched a very innovative product wherein we can reach to an MSME customer. Now, as we know, the MSME customers are likes of farmers and fishermen and very small micro businesses. To reach to them, they are using certain different types of platforms, but they have not gone onto the banking app. Can we reach them directly through the platform which they are using? So this is called embedded banking. To give you an example, there are companies like Tokban, which is in construction materials, and then there is another company called Cashless doing great work servicing the MSMEs. Now their end user MSMEs can utilize the banking services and all the facilities which we offer without having to download our app and just utilize it wherever they are within the same ecosystem where they are without having to come out of it. And that is something which we think has a huge promise, and we encourage all the MSME service providers to give this service, to allow them to unlock the banking features for their end customers. And we can grow the MSME together.
That's wonderful. That's great. Vishal, thank you for sharing your thoughts and perspective with us on CNBC Indonesia.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dina.
Thank you.